IFF 2018 is finally over, and then I have the opportunity to have a chat with the Executive Director of Paradigm Initiative Nigeria, who used to be my boss.
When it was still Paradigm Initiative
when
Nigeria.
It was Paradigm Initiative Nigeria, now Paradigm Initiative. And I told him last week that one of my greatest achievements yet was working with him at Paradigm Initiative. Thank you, GS.
Thank you. Very kind words. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, IFF 2018 has come and gone, and there are a lot of deliberations about and a lot of talks about internet shutdown in Africa, digital rights, privacy, and all that. And I think from my participation, so much wasn't said about the role of raising active citizens to know about this issue so that they can prevent breach in their security and privacy. Why is that?
Well, so every year we try to focus on specific things that are not just relevant, but on the relevance list are priority, and we haven't talked a lot about in the last 2 to 3 years. So last year we talked about active citizens, and we thought it was important to highlight some new things. We talked about inclusion a lot this year. We talked about things around gender issues. We talked a lot about, of course, shutdowns. We talked a lot, of course, about privacy based on what's happening around the world right now. I mean, apart from even Cambridge Analytica, we have GDPR, coming up in May. So it's a good time to talk about privacy and things like that. So we try as much as possible to cover priority things, and then we leave it open for the entire community to decide what they want to talk about. So this year we had 4 sessions we organized, and then we had about 16 side sessions organized by others. And what we believe is that those 16 side sessions always reflect the other topics that the community, not just us, the community considers important topics. So when you see things like digital inclusion, I'm not surprised. When you see things like open web, you're not surprised, because these are the things that are on the minds of people.
Okay, great. And I also see that there's a lot of Pan-African participation with the IFF and PIN or Paradigm Initiative.
Yeah.
It used to be Paradigm Initiative.
Yeah. It's understandable.
Okay, and then Paradigm Initiative's work is expanding across the African continent. Can you tell us about that? And
yeah, I mean, so we started working in Ajegunle. We didn't. I mean, of course, we always knew we would scale the work, but we're not in a hurry. We're not doing it for the scaling. We're doing it for the impact. And so when things moved on and on, at some point we knew that our digital rights work had to be beyond Nigeria, because the conversation blew up on us. Suddenly we had 11 countries in the room, and the conversation was no longer about Nigeria. It was about East Africa, West Africa, Southern Africa, and so fortunately in 2017, part of our strategic plan was to expand, and we did. Creating a team lead for Francophone Africa and also for East and Southern Africa. And the basic idea is that now we've got Anglophone West Africa that we have covered, but so the other regions were able to literally replicate the things we've done in Nigeria in some of the other countries. We've, things that we do about training. So next week we'll be in Cameroon doing training. That's for training. For Digital Rights and Freedom Bill, for example, we're having conversations with various countries about replicating. And I was so glad when I saw that, one of the panels here, experts basically said, let's just copy these things, in our own countries. We're glad to hear that. The advocacy work that we do in terms of litigation, going to court and all that, I mean, we had to go to court outside Nigeria. There were shutdowns in Togo, there were shutdowns in Cameroon, there were shutdowns in Gambia, and there was no way we could sit in Nigeria and say that, we're a Pan-African organization in Nigeria, so it was only natural that our work grew. Our digital inclusion work is still in Nigeria. That is changing, and in 2 years that will be very different. But for our digital rights work, we had no choice. By 2017, we literally had to work outside, and so we just had to create structures around that to make it happen.
Okay, great. And almost finally talking about digital inclusion.
Yes.
You made an announcement just at the end, and then this is the last time we're going to be hearing the word, the phrase Internet Freedom Forum.
Absolutely.
The Nigerian version. So there's another Internet
Freedom Festival in Valencia.
But for the Nigerian and the African region. So so tell us about the new acronym.
It's DRIF, DRIF, and it's Digital Rights and Inclusion Forum. So we're a digital rights and digital inclusion organization. That has always been what we've been since 2008. Apart from that, 2013 was when we focused more on digital rights. It was ICT policy before, but by the time we were putting together a strategic plan, we easily saw we're a digital rights and digital inclusion organization. And feedback from the IFF has shown that we've been having digital inclusion conversations on the side. And the question is, how do you discuss digital rights when people are not even, don't have access yet or are not connected and things like that? And so what we've decided to do is to bring these two practices that we already have in our organization together, put that on the stage, and let the two communities that are already working together anyway come to the forum, have conversations that are relevant about inclusion and about rights. And the great thing is that in 2019 it's a really good time to do that because we're deepening our work, our digital inclusion work across Nigeria a lot more. By then now we've taken the program out of just the centers into schools, and that makes it easier for us to rub minds with other people from across the continent and from across Nigeria also, particularly, who are working in digital inclusion and want to be involved with conversations, share best practices, network with people, find out who is doing what, and do some work together.
Great. Thank you so much for taking our time for this interview out of a very busy schedule.
Everybody says that, but we all know it's not true. We create time for what's important.
Thank you, and for the continued support.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.